friends, good afternoon. Welcome to Chandu Biology Classes. So today we are here to give a strategy session on JL and DL General Studies. So this is a good news for JL and DL aspirants because till now we were providing classes for core paper, be it botany or zoology, and despite providing only core paper, last time we got amazing ranks when it comes to JL and DL exam, but this time we are also providing General Studies, okay, which is worth 150 marks. Okay, and we'll be covering
one third of the paper.
Yeah.
If come to this JL and DL, GS is the one third, which is huge weightage for this.
Yeah, so that's carrying 150 marks. So we'll be providing holistic coverage when it comes to General Studies. Just look how well we provide for core paper as well. So let us start. Today we'll be discussing the strategy sessions, and in the upcoming classes we'll be solving the questions and also the concepts subject wise. So myself Abhilash and this is Ramesh sir. Yeah. So let us start with the strategy session. Fine. So first let me run through the syllabus. So when it comes to JL and DL syllabus, when it comes to General Studies, we are having 15 subheadings. Okay. One is what? Current affairs, regional, national and international. Okay. Be careful. They are telling regional, national and international. So it's a ever-encompassing subject, that is current affairs. It's very vast, okay, but pertaining to the JL and DL syllabus and being asked in the 2023 paper, by looking at that we can analyze what are the type of current affairs that will be asked. Based on that we will be providing the classes. Next is international relations and events, like you know the war is going on, ongoing war, so the questions that can be asked is
relations and events. Relations nothing but if there is any like meetings,
summits,
meetings,
yeah,
and bilateral meetings and trilateral meetings, and there are some prime minister visited the countries. That is events. Okay, events, and there is a relations between the countries.
Two country relations.
Yes. So there are agreements they can ask you. The objective of the agreements they can ask you. Okay, if this is about, we will going to give you the detailed information about it. Yes.
Next is general science, India's achievements in science and technology,
yes,
be it nuclear technology, be it space technology, okay, be it when it comes to defense, what are all the new defense equipments we have got, all these things.
There are 4 types of technologies. Information technology, there are every day there are innovations like metaverse and all, and digital currency, these. And if come to the defense, there are technology which is they can draft it from other countries like S-400 weapons like that.
BrahMos missile, Rafale missile, all these things.
The recent year, in this year, ISRO with what are the launches like launch pads, and if come to the biotechnology, there is a science or technology innovations they did ask. Yeah, and if come to the 6 months, last 6 months, current affairs included the science and technology is important. Yes.
Yeah, so like that we can see, they can ask questions on INS, that is when it comes to Navy, what are all the new INS, Ariane, like that, how many type of class of submarines that are there. They can also ask on summits related to defense.
Yes.
Summits related to defense, all these things they can ask. Next, when it comes to environmental issues, disaster management, prevention and mitigation strategies. So these environmental issues they can ask ecology and environment, biodiversity, okay, and the environmental issues. Environmental issues means they can ask related to global warming, pollution, which we will discuss when we come to environment.
Likewise, El Nino, La Nina, such droughts and rainfall, and there is like disasters like Tufan, like these kind of names they can ask you.
What is La Nina, what is El Nino, what is ENSO, Southern Oscillations. This is coming in geography also and environment also.
Yes,
if you have knowledge of geography, environment becomes easy. Yes. And disaster, earthquakes, basics of earthquake, floods, all these things.
Yes.
And mitigation measures, that is we have NDMA guidelines, National Disaster Management Act guidelines. Based on that, questions have come. Next is economic and social development of India and Telangana.
Economy is different, the social development which is directly related to the economy is different. Economies, they can ask you the inflation, deflation, disinflation, stagflation, this kind of core subject. What is unemployment, national income and banking sector. These are the core subjects they can ask you. The monetary policy, fiscal policy, taxation and economic survey and budget. This is the different, and economic development is different. Development included unemployment, poverty, health and these conditions they can ask you, and the related programs which is government implemented, this kind of the information they can ask you from this.
To add on to that, even education sector, they can ask, okay, what are the new schemes that are coming in education sector? And national income means they can ask about what is GDP, what is GNP, what is NNP, okay, what are the type of methods that we follow while calculating GDP, and external sector, that is our forex reserves, all these
balance
things.
Of payment,
Yeah.
and balance of trade, what is invisible, what is visible trade, this kind of core subject they can ask you. And there are international organizations relevant to the economy, like World Economic Forum, World Bank, international trade, WTO, the guidelines of the WTO, these kind of organizations also they can ask you in this. Yeah.
Okay, recently even IMF provided fund to one of for not so famous country,
Yeah.
so they can ask question on IMF also.
This Pakistan is under the blacklist. Okay, there is a grey list, blacklist, and green list. This kind of
Questions they can ask.
also they can ask you directly.
Then they can ask physical, social and economic geography of India, and same thing goes for economic geography and demography of Telangana. Demography of Telangana means it includes even population geography.
Yes.
Then they can ask based on 2011 census for Telangana, all these things.
Demography is the most important topic. Based on demography, the policies are also created. The demography which is caste census, the demography is demography dividend, mean age related, and the demography is density of the population. These kind of questions they can ask you. Yes.
Next is socio-economic, political, cultural history of modern India with special emphasis on Indian national movement.
Yes,
There cannot be a competitive exam without having question on Indian national movement. So that doesn't mean you have to start from Indian national movement. You have to start from social-religious reform movements, then 1857 revolt, and post that.
Yeah.
Then Gandhian phase, moderate phase, extremist phase, and the most important movements, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movements, and Quit India movement, all these things.
Yeah.
And even Swadeshi movement, all these things are very important.
Yes. If come to the history we have to do smart work. What are the areas we have to focus? What not to read in the history also important, because of history is the huge subject. Okay. Yeah. Smart work going to take place in the history before the exam trends. Last 10-year trends we have to follow and focus. We can the areas what we actually focus. Yes.
Okay. Next, coming to socio-economic, political, cultural history of Telangana with special emphasis on Telangana statehood movement and formation of Telangana state.
Yeah.
This sir will be able to elaborate.
Sir, might be this is the most important section
Yeah.
for scoring section, because
Yeah.
of this is the one headline gives you more than 15 marks, I think.
This ninth point, that is
Yes.
this section,
Complete
anyone
the
sitting
part.
for JL and DL should compulsory know all the topics when it comes to this point. Telangana statehood movement, formation of Telangana state, all these things. Next, Indian constitution, Indian political system, governance and public policy. Like I told how history, when it comes to competitive exams, there cannot be a competitive exam without questions on history. There cannot be a competitive exam without questions on Indian polity. Indian polity, it is definitely very high weightage topic. Okay, it carries questions on fundamental rights, directive principles, and also questions on how the state is formed. Because Telangana state is formed, you should know what is the role of parliament. Okay, what kind of majority was required to be passed in parliament. Then what was the role of state legislature for the formation of what Telangana state, all these things. So then you should also know what is a parliament. What are the members that comprise of a parliament, like Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, president. What is the functions of the president. Similarly, you should know what is the functions of a governor. All these things you must be knowing.
Yeah, and they can ask you the constitutional bodies, and they can ask you the Supreme Court judgment. They can ask you the governor role, the president role, and the discretionary powers of them. They can ask you such questions. Okay, we will going to focus on that.
Suppose a person is imprisoned.
Yeah.
What are the powers that the governor has to give pardon to that person? What are the powers that the president has? Okay, to give pardon to that person. Okay, a famous case was there. That is annihilation of Rajiv Gandhi.
Yes.
And there was a demand for pardoning of the people who were arrested.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Keshavananda Bharati.
Keshavananda Bharati case, all these things.
Yes,
That is for basic structure doctrine.
Yes.
Okay. Next, coming to local bodies. How the panchayats function, how the municipalities function, all these things are also very important. How the devolution of funds happen when it comes to taxation. all these things. In economics also you can study GST, even in polity also.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Next, social exclusion, rights issue such as gender, caste, tribe, disability, etc. and inclusive policies. This is talking about vulnerable sections like women, children, disabled and also so-called what? Backward sections of the society. What are all the policies that the government is providing?
Inclusive policies only, not all policies, inclusive policies. They can like include the social excluded person into the society. That kind of policies they can ask you. Like disability, recent Disability Act and the amendments of the disability. Like that policies they can ask you.
For example, for the old age persons, Vayashvi Yojana is there, like that, so many things.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, society, culture, heritage, art and literature of Telangana.
This is also exclusive for Telangana headline. This is also major role. They can play major role for your scoring. Yes.
This we will discuss when we go deep into the topic.
Yeah.
Next, policies of Telangana state.
Yeah, this is absolutely good for you for the scoring, but easy, very easy if you come across last 1 year programs, policies from the government. There is certain books they can provide it by the government, which is socio-economic outlook.
Socio-economic outlook.
They mention all policies and programs. Okay, this headlines is also scoring subject.
Next,
Yes.
coming to logical reasoning, analytical ability, data interpretation. This when we discuss the topic in depth, I'll tell you what are the topics to be covered.
Yes.
And basic English. This is also high weightage and it is very easy to score.
Yes.
Okay, this is very easy to score.
10th standard, if you come across last previous year 10 years papers like all kind of exams, you have to just focus on the spelling mistakes or else there is any tenses and or else any grammatical mistakes like direct, indirect species, like these kind of questions they can ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now coming to paper pattern overview. So there are total marks is 150 and total questions is also 150 and there is no negative marking, that you must be aware. So definitely you have to attempt all the questions. Okay, otherwise it's a crime if you don't attempt all the questions because there is no negative marking. Okay, and it is objective type questions. This is about the paper view. Next, topic wise weightage. Topic wise weightage based on 2023 analysis. Sir will discuss this.
Yeah, of course, current affairs, it is a weightage of 17 to 20%. It is high weightage, current affairs, okay? And if come to the polity and constitution, it is a one subject only polity. It is segregated as constitutional part and a political part, okay? Yeah, we will discuss. It is 12 to 15 weightage, okay? Yeah, it is also high scoring topic. And India and Telangana history, which is 15 to 18%. India and Telangana history. This is consume you more time for the reading actually. If come to the economy and development, it is actually weightage about 7 to 8%. Geography it is 7 to 8%, same weightage. Sir, actually economy and geography interrelated. Mostly.
Plus there is a topic called economic geography also.
Yeah, interrelated.
That questions will come from what?
Yeah.
Socio-economic outlook, like just
Yes.
that.
And if you good at economy, that is mostly relevant to the geography. Okay, no worries. It is 15% all over 2. And science and technology, it is 5 to 7, mostly 7%. They can give you more weightage these current trends. And environment and disaster management. It will take more than 5%, sir, actually.
This will
These
vary.
recent years, okay? And Telangana culture, which is they can ask you some festivals names and some terms, okay?
Example,
Yeah, culture related 5%, and social issues and policies. These also comes under Telangana actually 4%, and reasoning 8%, basic English 8%, miscellaneous like Telangana related they can ask you, sir. Like who, like the names.
Like general
persons'
GK.
names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Next thing is, this is where I have given you subject-wise breakup. Next, coming to environment and ecology. This is based on 2023 paper analysis itself. Environment and ecology, there were 6 questions. Okay. Question. Total 6 questions were there. And when it comes to geography, there were 11 questions. So look at the weightage. And polity, highest weightage, 14 questions. And your competitors will definitely solve 14 out of 14 because they will study polity really well. Okay, you've done well, all 14 you can attend. And
Yes.
Indian history, 10 questions. Okay, 10 questions, at least 78 you should answer. Next, coming to economy, this is also
10
actually
questions. If you're good at 10 questions, will be attended.
See, one thing you must understand, geography and economy most people by heart, that is not required.
Yeah.
It is like a scientific subject. If you know the concepts, you can answer all the questions.
Economy mostly relevant to the geography environment.
Yeah.
Related to the economy, if you mind map give the around the economy, there is a section of environment, there is a section of science and technology, on geography. They are all over in the surrounds of the economy.
This
actually.
all are interrelated.
Interrelated.
Okay, next coming to society,
Society. Yeah.
2 questions.
Yes.
Next coming to Telangana geography and census. Why I am telling census is based on 2011 census.
Yeah.
There was direct questions in 2023. So 2011 census again becomes important when it comes to Telangana. What is the birth rate? What is the fertility rate? Okay, all these things. What is the
Population
population
density.
What is the population density? When it
Yes.
comes to 2011 census.
Yes.
Next, Telangana GK, static GK you must know, which is the biggest district, smallest district, which district is having the most fertile soil, all these things. Next, coming to current affairs, that is Telangana specific, they was 3.
Yeah. This all over Telangana specific, which is 8 plus 3, 11 to 24, 34,
Okay.
37 marks are there comes to the Telangana itself, 37 marks.
Telangana accent policies like Raita Bandhu scheme. all these things.
Exclusive for Telangana, it is
Telangana.
about 37 marks. Yes.
Next, coming to reasoning, 17 questions have come. 17 is huge number.
Yes.
All 17 you can get 17 out of 17. Reasoning is very high scoring, definitely you can score. Next, coming to aptitude, 5 questions, very simple questions and easy to solve if you know the tricks. It's not about getting the answer, it's about getting the answer in a short period of time so that you can solve other questions also. English, 21 questions, you can solve at least 15 plus. Okay, and an average score is 15 I would say. But definitely you should aim 21 out of 21 you should score at least 18 plus in English. Next, coming to other current affairs, others are current affairs including India and also Telangana. Okay, next let us go subject wise and discuss. Sir, we'll discuss about current affairs
Yeah.
now.
Guys, look into this. Current affairs. The focus area, current affairs, last 1 year, where the notification announced, from that notification back to the 1 year current affairs, it must be you have to focus the national and state specific. National and as well state specific. The Telangana schemes and international summit and appointments are the focused areas, and awards, these are the focused areas.
See, international summits,
Yeah.
like sir said, what are the international summits happening in Telangana? What happened in Hyderabad? What was the outcome of the summit? What was the theme of the summit? All these things. When it comes to awards, anyone from Telangana got something award at the national level.
Yes.
Recently, your favorite hero maybe, your Balaya got one award. What is the award
Yes.
he got? Megastar also got award. What is the award he got? All these things.
Yeah.
Okay, you should know their career related things
Yes.
because they got the award. Otherwise, it's not required.
Yes.
Next.
It is about weightage 25 to 30 questions. If come to the sources about the current relevant, the Hindu paper, Press Information Bureau, and Enadu and Telangana Today, these are the local papers, and these are the national. This is the government magazine, Press Information Bureau, mean PIB. There are certain acts and policies are there. Okay, and the sample question, the Nobel Peace Prize. In the 2023 paper, 2022 question they did ask.
So Nobel Prize is a favorite topic. Okay,
Yeah.
Nobel Prize is a favorite
Oscar
topic.
awards.
Any competitive exam, Nobel
Yes.
Prize in chemistry, medicine, everything they can ask.
Yes.
Okay, and sir, like sir told about the sources, you may be thinking those many newspapers you have to read.
Yeah.
Even if you are attending our classes, no need to worry about that. We will read the
We
newspapers
will sort out
and we will provide
give
it
you
in a sorted way,
information.
in a crisp
Yes.
notes.
Yes.
Okay, you can just revise that.
Yes.
Next coming to history of India and Telangana. Next coming to Indian freedom struggle. Actually, like I told, you should start from socio-religious movements and 1857 revolt, and there was some acts under company rule and also crown rule. All those acts like regulating act, Government of India Act 1990, 1909, 1935. What were the outcomes?
Yeah.
And
Chronology.
chronology.
You have to read chronology events.
Yeah. So
Chronology wise.
Swadeshi movement.
Yeah.
Okay, what were the movements that Gandhiji took into when it entered India? Champaran movement, okay, Indigo revolt, all these things you must be knowing, and non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and Dandi March, where it started, where it ended, and what are the ashramas where Gandhiji stayed. All these things you must be knowing. And coming to Quit India movement, and 1945, that what is that Royal Indian Mutiny, that you must be knowing.
Yes.
That is INA trials. that also you must be knowing, and Shimla conference, all these things. So important events, their outcomes we will be discussing.
Yes.
Okay, that is required for the exam. See, studying these topics for civil services is different, or for groups is different, and studying for JLTL it is different.
Yes.
So as per the needs of the exam, we will be covering the topics. Got it? So this is same thing I told about Indian freedom struggle. At the same time, freedom struggle was happening in Telangana also with respect to India. That is, who are the main leaders who are involved from Telangana when it comes to freedom struggle? What are the main places of struggle, main places of the revolt, and what are the main regions and main centers? Okay, and the dates you must be knowing. For example, Madanapalli, okay, is one of the place where Rabindranath Tagore wrote something or he said something. All these things you must be aware.
Yeah.
Okay, so and most importantly, focus on whatever Gandhiji has done. Any TSPSC or any PSC
Gandhi
exam,
era.
Gandhi is their
Gandhi
favorite
era.
topic.
Gandhi, like
I'm
these
talking
leaders,
about Mahatma Gandhi. Okay,
our
I'm very
leaders, Ambedkar, Gandhi,
Gandhi,
these are
Tagore.
the focused character. Like
all these things.
yes.
Weightage is 22-27 questions, and sample who was the founder of Andhra Mahasabha.
Yes.
Like this, they can ask Hindu Mahasabha, who is it? They can ask about Vivian Dirazio,
Yes.
Young Bengal movement, all these things. So, Rajaram Mohan Ray, what were his contributions? What is Vedanta philosophy? What are the contributions of Swami Vivekananda? What is Advaita,
Social
Advaita,
religious
all the social
movement.
religious movements?
Yes.
What were the contributions of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar? Like
Yes.
this, Jyotiba Phule, all these things.
Completely, we have to sort out from the NCERT book.
Yeah.
Okay. No need to worry. No need to read all our things.
Yeah.
Just NCERT we can sort out and we can give
We
you.
provide it in an organized way. Just read those material. That's
Yes.
enough. Fine. Next thing. Indian polity and constitution.
Constitution.
So first is constitutional features. So we should know what are the sources from which we borrowed the constitution.
Yes.
What are the sources? What are the sources we borrowed from constitution? That is,
If come to the polity, polity is nothing but it is the state. State is around the state. The state can secure the citizens in that way fundamental rights, and citizens also give the responsibility, fundamental duties,
that
and
is
state can provide that.
welfare.
Yeah,
That is
that
the
is
principles of
state policies, and there is a judicial system which is integrated courts like Supreme Court, High Court, and district courts. This is about judiciary. Executive system, which is parliament, state legislature, and MLAs and all. Executive bodies, that is constitutional bodies also there, and president and governor role. This is the polity actually.
For example, like sir said, state has so much of power because it
Yeah.
is elected. So that doesn't mean they can do anything arbitrarily.
Yes.
To have checks and balance on we have judiciary.
Yes.
You can see so many times Supreme Court interfering into government this thing and telling them what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Next
That
thing is
Article
to
number
parliament
12.
institution.
Article number 12.
Talks
They
about
says
the
state.
and also Article
What is
36.
exactly state? If you know what is exactly what is preamble, if you know, polity is over.
And
Yes.
each and every line that is given in the preamble. We
Yes.
the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute
Yes.
India's war in socialist,
Very simple
republic. All
polity.
these things you should know.
Yes.
Each and every word. What is socialist? What is sovereign? What is republic? All these things you must be knowing. Justice means what? Liberty means what? Equality means what? Fraternity means what? Equality, what are the two types of equality? All these things.
Yes.
Next, coming to Telangana local governance, you must be knowing.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the type of structure
Actually,
of government?
Panchayat Raj system is there. Recently, there is an act in the Telangana, Panchayat Raj and Municipality Acts are there. If you focus that, two questions will come. Local government, Panchayati and municipalities are the local government. There should be a question from this.
And
Yes.
like I told you earlier, Telangana state was the recently formed state, that is 2014. So
Yeah.
what were the amendments that were involved?
Done.
What was the role of parliament? What was the majority that was involved? And what was the majority that was passed in the state legislature?
Yes.
So there comes the picture of majority, that is simple majority, absolute majority and special majority. You must be knowing all these.
Yes.
Next, coming to who appoints the governor of a state, all
Yeah.
these things you must be knowing.
Yeah. And
Next, economy and social development.
Yes.
So national income. In national income, you will be learning about GDP also, GNP, NNP, all these things. At factor cost, market price, all these things you will be learning. You will understand what is factor cost, what is market price. You will understand. Next is planning. That is 5-year plans. We have planning commissions and now we have what? We have NEET Aayog. So we had till 12th 5-year plan we had. What was the first plan about? What is Malnobis model? All these things. When did which plan told about self-reliance?
Yeah.
Okay, all these
The
things. you must know.
objectives of the Plans.
Objectives
What
of
are
the
the
plan. You need to
objectives?
buy out everything in the plan.
Yeah.
What is the main objective of the plan?
Yeah.
There was a plan
Slogan.
on a day called 3 years. Plan
Yeah.
on a day there was called. Okay, what is rolling plan? All these things you must be knowing.
Yes.
Next thing, budget.
Budget.
Okay, budget of present budget of Indian budget also, mainly Telangana budget. And also economic survey of Telangana, that is also called socio-economic outlook. You can see in the question paper 2023 paper, according to socio-economic outlook of Telangana, they have given certain questions. Like this, they have given 3 questions based on socio-economic outlook.
Yes.
Next is
Mission
different
Bhagirath.
missions, Dalit Bandhu, all these things.
Yeah, schemes, Telangana schemes.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
will cover it in current affairs itself.
Yes. And if come to the geography and Telangana geography, India geography, geography nothing but they can ask you the direct questions like rivers, okay, the like topography of the Telangana, okay, mountains, soils and crops, okay, mountain, soils and crops, and the Godavari river, Krishna and like forests and national parks. These kind of questions they can ask you. Like it is a weightage of about 10 to 20 marks.
And they can ask
Yeah.
on these rivers, they can ask their tributaries
Yes.
and the dams built across these rivers. And they can also ask forest, when it comes to forest, what are the type of forest we have? Is it evergreen, deciduous,
Yes.
coniferous, types of forest they can ask.
Yeah.
And coming to crops,
Forest.
what are the crops we have? Whether it is paddy dominated, whether it is wheat dominated,
Yeah.
about vegetables. Okay, we have one scheme called top scheme. All these things you must be knowing. Next, coming to crops, you must also know what are the type of crops growing in Rabi season, Kharif season. And rivers, mountains, when it comes to India, here also same thing. You should know what are perennial rivers. That is Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. Indus also you must be knowing, because Indus, the water was stopped now because of that escalating tensions.
And rivers,
Next,
rivers related projects also.
Hirakud Dam, okay,
Yeah.
Bakra Nangal project, all these things you must be knowing.
Yeah.
Next, coming to mountains.
And there are certain questions, the sponsorship also. World Bank provided some sponsors for the projects.
That mainly focus on Telangana, where World Bank provided,
Yeah.
what other countries provided, all these things.
Yeah.
Next, mountains, soils, especially in Telangana, what are the type of soil that we have? Based on that soil, what are the climatic conditions required for the growth of that crop?
Yeah.
What are the
GI
temperature,
tags.
humidity, all these things.
GI tags about
Okay.
the soils and
Yeah.
productions.
Yeah,
Yes.
GI tax is highly important.
Yeah.
That they will definitely ask. One question on GI tax is confirm.
Yes.
Next type of crops related to Telangana only you can study.
Yes.
So moving on,
Next,
Science and
and
technology.
Yeah, which is very easy. We can predict it. What are kind of questions coming from these recent innovations? Okay, that is space, either biotechnology or information technology, and defense technology. These 4 areas enough if we read. Okay, this is very easy, and we will give you complete information regarding science and technology.
that is for
Yeah.
example, they can ask what is BrahMos missile,
Yeah.
what is Agni missile,
Yeah.
okay, what are the different types of new missiles that are coming up, okay,
And
what are the defense
there are
technologies,
exercises, military
exercises between
air,
different
Navy
countries.
exercises, and the Air Force exercises along with other countries.
yeah, exercise Maitri,
Yeah.
exercise Singex,
Yeah.
with which country, which between 2 countries, which are those countries,
Yeah.
exercise Garuda, exercise Varuna, it's between which 2 countries,
Yeah,
like that they can ask.
yeah, very simple.
Very simple, direct, straightforward questions they can ask.
you science and
And
technology.
they will ask missile. When it comes to missile, you should be very careful. They can ask surface to surface missile, air to surface missile, surface to air missile.
Yeah,
Okay, all these things you must be aware. Next, I told about INS. Okay, when it comes to naval ships, that also you must be aware.
yes.
Okay, next, when it comes to Vizag, nearby port, right? What are the naval ships that we have in Vizag?
Submarines.
Submarines that we have. Next,
Yeah.
coming to COVID vaccines and digital. COVID vaccines, you must know what are the type of vaccine, whether it is RNA based, DNA based, whether it is live vaccine or attenuated vaccine, all these things.
Yes.
Next, Digital India, you must be knowing about various schemes related to Digital India, like
Yes.
DigiLocker, what is Aadhaar, what are the basics of Aadhaar, what were the judgments related to Aadhaar. Well, that comes under Polity. Okay, KS Puttaswamy judgment. Aadhaar is related to which judgment, or right to privacy is related to which judgment. That is related to KS Puttaswamy. That is important because that person passed away recently. Okay, that was KS Puttaswamy judgment. That person passed away recently. That's why that judgment or that information becomes important. Okay, current affairs inspired static question they can ask.
Yes. And
Environment
and disaster management. This is also important. Biodiversity, global warming, NMDA guidelines. If it comes to the biodiversity, they can ask you the endangered species, critically endangered species, and invasive species. Okay, these
exotic
kind of
species.
questions they can ask you from the biodiversity and environmental issues like conventions, protocols, and there is a body in like forest department. Okay, these
Protocols like Vienna
yeah.
Convention, Montreal Protocol,
Yeah.
Kyoto Protocol, all these things. Earth Summit
Conference of
1992,
parties.
COP21, okay,
Yes.
Paris Agreement, IPCC.
Yeah.
There is a body called IPCC.
Yes.
Okay,
These
all
kind
these
of
things they can
questions
ask.
We will cover it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it comes like sir told about exotic species. Okay, you must be knowing about certain species called eucalyptus, lantana, all these things.
Yeah.
They are
invasive
Water
species.
hyacinth, all these things. They are invasive species.
Yes.
You must be knowing what is biological oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand. They can ask confusing statement based questions based on it. Okay,
Yes.
this you must be aware. And when it comes to ecology and environment, that ecological succession, what is seral, what is climax species, what is xyrat, what is hydrat, all these things. These basics you must be already aware, but they will ask. Okay, they will ask what is a niche, what is the difference between
Pollutants.
ecology and
Pollutants
and
like
ecosystem.
biomagnetism, like these kind of pollutants also they can ask.
plastic pollution, pollution related concepts. What are the guidelines of Central Pollution Control Board? Okay, what are the factors related to air pollution, water pollution? Okay, what are PM 2.5? What is the difference between 2.5 and PM 10? These things you must be aware.
Yes.
When it comes to global warming, okay, what do you mean by ozone depletions? What are the
Like
pollutants, sulfur dioxide? All these things you must be aware. Next, coming to environmental initiatives, same like international summit. What are the environmental initiatives? Like said Paris Agreement, all these things. Green Climate Fund. Okay, all these things you must be aware. And you must also be knowing about carbon trading. Okay, carbon trading you must be aware. And so International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance is an initiative of India. Definitely you should be knowing about it.
yes.
Okay, next thing. Telangana culture and literature.
Literature. Telangana culture, as you know, there is a folk dance or there any like jatara. There are different kind of districts. There is specific jatara is there. Like there are Sammaka Saraka Jatara. Like kind of questions they can ask you from the culture and folk songs and the poets.
Poets in their work.
Yeah, they can ask you poets. And if come to the weightage, it is 5 to 7 questions they can come from the culture and the poets. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
So next.
And this is very important, which deity also, not just Batukama festival, which deity they are this thing. And
Yes.
also famous important temples. Okay, it is based on which type of architecture. Okay, Nagara architecture, Dravida architecture, like this you must be aware. And it was under the patronage of which king?
UNESCO World Heritage
Heritage
Sites.
Sites.
They can ask you such questions.
In environment they can ask about Ramsar wetlands, biosphere reserves, national parks. Okay, all these things.
Yes. Yeah.
So social issues and politics. So there will be question on gender discrimination, SC/ST rights, minority rights. Okay, based on this, what are all the rights that are there to protect the policies and acts that are there to protect the rights of these people? And Telangana social welfare programs, that is for backward classes, SC/ST, minorities, women, and elderly. Okay, like I told you, what are all the schemes that are there? About that, you should know that is the meaning of social issues and policies. If this is for what? To elevate poverty, to improve education,
It is
to
also
overcome
very simple.
health.
It is also very simple. Government take a policies relevant to the social issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Recent policies we can read.
So
Yes.
the word itself says social issue. There is an issue. To overcome that issue,
If-
we bring in a policy.
If you come to this all over the syllabus, you may confuse. This is the very huge. But actually this is huge. But we can sort out very simple for you. Actually, what your scope is there in this subject. Okay. You guys don't need read everything. Okay. We will give you certain importance on. Okay. Yes.
For example, see here Kalyana Lakshmi scheme is there. Kalyana means what? Development. Lakshmi means what? It is related to something women related. So in the option, if there is something related to development and there is a woman, then that will be the option.
Yes.
So like this, you can use logical method also to get the answer.
Yes.
Next is general abilities. So if we talk about reasoning here, general abilities, this includes
Reasoning nothing but 10 topics in fingertips.
yeah.
Calendars, clocks, dice. These are very simple. Very simple. If you are work 10 days, each day 1 hour enough. 10 marks.
So when it comes to reasoning, the
Reasoning.
important topics is
1 hour only. For 1 day, 1 hour, 10 days, 10 topics over. Just calendar, there is a tricky, and clocks, dates, and dice, syllogisms, number coding and like series of coding, it is thoda hard because of that is you need more practice, and there are certain topics very easy in the logical reasoning. Okay, if you
Okay,
know,
these are the topics, high weightage topics.
Yeah.
When it comes to logical reasoning, puzzles, seating arrangement, be it linear or circular,
blood relations,
syllogism, blood relation, alphabet series, analogy, coding, decoding,
Yeah.
and direction and distance.
yeah, direction.
From here, last time there was 2 questions. Direction and distance.
Very simple. This is
CSI
very
students, you
simple.
must already be aware, we have already done the class on direction and distance. The shortcut method also we can use.
Yes.
This when it comes to reasoning. When it comes to aptitude, what are the type of questions that they have asked?
Aptitude thoda hard.
Number
For your
series.
science students, aptitude thoda hard. Aptitude they can give you very less questions actually. Time and distance and time and work and profit and loss. These kind of questions they can ask.
Okay. If you analyze previous year paper, aptitude they was number series, they was percentage, profit and loss, data interpretation. Data interpretation is highly important. Okay.
Yeah.
Data interpretation, there was 2 questions. Very important. When it comes to
They can
aptitude.
give you a data. Regarding data, they can give you questions. If you understand the question, that is enough. No need to pen paper. In even data interpretation also, no need to pen paper. You can understand the paragraph and questions enough. Really.
Yeah. And for
Because
data
of
interpretation, you should know the
becoming
concept
many
also.
exams.
And
I'll give
like
you
I say,
pattern.
observation skills are also important.
Yes.
Because without solving, you can get the answer when it comes to data interpretation. Okay. Next comes to English proficiency. I told you there was 21 questions,
English.
high weightage and easy scoring if you know. So what are the topics that they will ask from English? They will ask based on idioms and phrases. Idioms and
Spelling
phrases.
mistakes.
Yeah. So they will give an
Phrases.
idiom. They will ask you to do the master following. 4 idioms they will give. 4 RHS. That is, in the right hand side they will give some sentences. You have to match which is the correct. That is, they will give it in the form of match the following. Idioms and phrases. Sentence correction. Okay. Grammatical error. Okay. Para jumbles. That is rearranging the sentence. And articles. Articles based they will give question. And also they will give question on prepositions. These are all the questions. I mean concepts from which the questions have been asked in the previous paper.
Articles.
Yeah, articles and pronouns, verbs and nouns.
Adjectives like
Verbs,
yeah.
noun,
No.
and they also ask question on one word substitution.
Yes.
One word substitution and also antonyms and synonyms.
Yes.
Next highly important topic is English comprehension. English comprehension, they were given a passage, based on a single passage, they were given 4 questions. That is question number, that is RC I can say, reading comprehension. They were given 147 to 150 question is based on English passage. They have given a passage and they have asked 4 questions.
Yes.
Okay. So to do well in English comprehension, will give you a lot of passages to practice. Or I would also suggest, we don't want you to read complete newspaper. Take any newspaper, English
Editorial.
newspaper. Read
One
the editorial part.
enough.
That's
Just
enough.
half an hour. This is the activity, daily activities, very less amount you can spend, but this is the huge difference in the rank. Really.
So apart from focusing on core paper, we will suggest you to focus on
This
general
is
paper
a
also.
One-third paper. This is one-third paper. It is not an ordinary thing.
So once you get the rank, it's not just about your core paper, it's also the general paper combined. So it's a cumulative marks. So focus on general paper also. So our new batch will be commencing from May 15, and like I told, it's a good news for JLDL aspirants
Yeah.
because Chandu Biology is known for providing high quality classes for core paper, but we are now providing even for general studies. So this will be a very good combination for you to score high in your JL and DL exam, be it limited post or whatever the post, you will be able to secure it if you thoroughly follow our classes, and the new batch is starting from May 15. Okay. Preparation strategy, that is what we already discussed. When it comes to preparation strategy, prioritize high weightage topics which we already told.
Yes.
Okay, history, polity, Telangana culture, use standard textbooks, all these things. Okay, if you are following our classes, this is not required. We will be providing a crisp material for you after each and every class. Okay, so just keep revising again and again and give some mock tests. That's all is required.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll wind up now. I hope the strategy will help you. Come back to it if you feel confused regarding your preparation when it comes to JL and DL general studies, and I'll repeat again, the new batch is starting from May 15. Okay, remember the date and prepare accordingly, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.